Welcome to Comcast Summer Camps on Demand. I'm Tony Hill. If you've ever thought about the health of the Chesapeake Bay and the struggles that we have there, maybe you want to get involved and do something about it. We're going to give you a great opportunity to find out what you can do to get involved, as we're joined by Christy Urban, who is Student Leadership and Action Coordinator with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Christy, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me today.
My pleasure. I think we all, as Marylanders, we have to be very proud of our Bay, but understand that there's some issues that we really need to get in there and address. We want to talk about a great program that you have that gets youngsters, middle schoolers and high schoolers, I believe, involved in doing that. And while this is Summer Camps on Demand, we want to take a little bit of a turn because you have what you call a student leadership experience. Explain.
Yes, it's not, a camp to us is something that you would just go to day to day, but our hope is that this becomes an experience, a meaningful watershed experience that then the students take into all different levels of, hopefully they maybe join their school's environmental club, then hopefully they volunteer in other organizations, and we just want to help them along the progression.
And you do a number of things, and we'll talk about some of the fun things in just a moment, but you do things that actually teach the students about the ecology of the Bay as well, water testing and things like that.
We certainly do. We believe that hands-on is the best way to learn, and we have kids doing kayaks, canoeing, we have them on workboats, seining, fishing, crab potting. We really fully believe that they will learn the most when they get immersed completely in what we're teaching.
And if the students really learn how the Bay works from an ecological point of view, then they'll do better to take care of it, you think?
Exactly. It's putting those memories of how much they enjoyed going marsh mucking or fishing, and those exciting moments that hopefully will remain with them and will trigger them to maybe think a little bit more consciously when the environment is involved.
Let's talk about who it is specifically that you want to attend this student leadership experience and what the criteria is. How do they get involved?
Certainly. The camps, the education experiences are for middle schoolers and high schoolers, so those entering grades 5 all the way through 12. And we do segment them, so you don't have middle schoolers and high schools together. You have middle school trips and then you have high school trips. Students can go online, cbf.org, and download the application form. The applications are due on May 1st, and that includes getting teacher recommendations. There's an essay component. There is financial aid available with scholarships. So all that is listed online.
And I know that the Chesapeake Bay Foundation is always looking for financial support to continue to do the work, and I imagine it helps with the scholarships as well. What if somebody's watching and maybe they're beyond those high school years, but they still want to help? How can they get involved?
They can get involved by also contacting our development department. We certainly do have a great foundation of those who fully believe in student leadership and want to help support that. And honestly, they're the ones that make a lot of this possible for those students who wouldn't normally be able to go on something like this.
Sure. Now, you sit in a unique position here today because you are now coordinator, but you've actually been through the program.
Yes. As a 14-year-old, I got to actually experience one of these trips, and it was life-changing for myself. So I fully believe that this is something that students should definitely take part in.
How have you seen it change students, yourself included? You come in one way, do you leave another way?
To a certain degree, yes. There's a lot of maturity that you see the students gain. It is an interesting component when you're in a group living situation. I mean, you have kids who come in and you're all of a sudden thrown in a tent with 2 other people that you don't even know. So, I mean, and we also try to make sure that the kids are self-sufficient. They're the ones that cook the meals. They're the ones that set up camp. So we have excellent field staff that guide them, but our whole idea is to guide, not necessarily say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. We really
teach them the leadership experience.
Exactly, and that's the point, just so that they can enhance those skills.
All right, well, thank you for coming in and talking with us. I think it's a fantastic program.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. That is Christy Urban, who is Student Leadership and Action Coordinator with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Thank you for watching Comcast Summer Camps on Demand. Till next time, I'm Tony Hill.